of mine, the Tim Pool After Show, just because I'm bringing up his bruh's name. Let me just get a channel curated for it. So I believe his take is that Tim would say he's not taking the chip in the brain. I think Tim believe at this point he's going to change his mind. I already know that. If that's his case, I don't remember. I haven't heard them talk. They used to talk about it all the time. I haven't heard them talk about it in a minute. But what you're seeing here is in the Matrix, learning how to fly a helicopter. That's what the chip in the brain will do. Oh, it wasn't Neo. It was Trinity, I think. You know the classic scene from the Matrix.
Can you fly that thing?
Let's bring it back. Hopefully the volume goes up. Volume is always low on these things. Okay, I think this volume will be good.
Can you fly that thing?
Not yet.
Operator.
Tank, I need a pilot program for a B-212 helicopter. Hurry.
Let's go.
Let's go.
One of my favorite movies of all time. I think I know the whole movie by heart. I'm not even a big movie person. I am not a big movie person. That is... Oh, I'm not even showing the video. I always forget to do that. Let me bring that back. You heard what happened, though. Well, you know the part in the Matrix where... do you know how to fly that thing?
Not yet.
Operator.
Tank, I need a pilot program for a B-212 helicopter. Hurry.
So you're going to be the person in the Matrix that can't, just living your normal life while you're going to have Elon Musk and these other rich people become gods. And at that point, you just go ahead and suck on a binky or something because you're useless.
Let's go.
That is not, once you put the chip in the brain, that is not any type of leap to be able to read a book in 2 seconds. Elon Musk was on with Joe Rogan, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. He was on like 2 or 3 times and talked about all this stuff. A lot of people are still like, Hike Martman says, no touching my brain. I cannot blame anybody for that. I won't be the first one because we saw what happened to Starship. You don't want to be the first one on Mars because, I'm not laughing at it. This is a great moment. The people with what happened with Starship here. Oh, it's an excellent moment. It's an excellent feat, excellent moment in history. I'm going to leave out on this one here. Got to get the kids to bed. But I wanted to talk about Matt Taibbi too. So we'll see. But I haven't talked about the Starship launch. I'm very disappointed in myself for not having talked about it. But if you don't know, they launched, this is the ship and configuration that would take us to Mars. This is how it went. And as you know, you might know, it exploded. Spoiler alert. And I'm having Twitter problems. Let me refresh this. This is how it went. Amazing launch. It got off. So it got up in the air. That was a feat. Unbelievable power here. This is called Starship. It's the most powerful rocket that's ever been designed. YouTube is really sensitive about the blue cheese in the sky. And hypothetically, if you're going to write a novel that mimicked where we are now, there is no way possible that we've been to the blue cheese in the sky. And there's nothing YouTube, you taking the videos and striking and all that doesn't change that. In this hypothetical world, I don't believe we've been to the blue cheese. I don't think we've walked on it. You haven't sold me. We haven't been there since what? I forgot what year the last one was, but the famous one in 1969 in this magical fictional world, not in real life. If in this fictional world, the government tried to sell me that we walked on the big cheese, you didn't do it. You didn't convince me, not even a little bit. Now we're testing rockets. We can't even get them up. They're exploding. And you want me to believe we were walking on the big cheese in this hypothetical movie? Hell no. But this is a beautiful thing, though. Look at it. I haven't read too much about it, so I can't, because I've been more into the politics stuff. But just beautiful to see. and they're learning. Matt Walsh had a perfect tweet on this. And what if you're just listening, it's going up, and you're going to see it explode. So let's look at this. So right now you saw the takeoff. This is where they're trying to get. The thing has changed. It has changed from this, but this is what this would be Starship here. People are walking on it. This is the vision. So the vision is, I know it blew up and it ties into the Neuralink. I would not be the first one to take the chip in the brain. That's for damn sure. They're going to use it on people who are nearly going to die, paraplegic. They're going to perfect it before you think Billy G's going to put the chip in his brain before he knows it works? So that's going to be Starship. It's going to take off just like you saw right now. That's exactly what you saw. So they made it look all sleek. Like when they got it down, they'll make it more sleek. So it'll take off and it'll get out of Earth's atmosphere eventually. Then it will drop that piece. That piece will land on its own and refuel. That's a fueling piece. So now you've got enough. So what's going to happen is going to come back to Earth, refuel, come back out, and because right now the ship that's in space is going to orbit the Earth. It needs more fuel to get to Mars. So it's coming back and landing. No, he's already doing this with the Falcon. So this is not going to be a problem, I don't think. He's already landing. He's landed, I don't know, 100 of the Falcons. So you see this? Now he's going to put this piece on. It's going to go back up into space and dock to fuel. Refueling of spaceship in orbit. Now we'll have enough fuel to go on to the trip to Mars. And the rest of it returns back to Earth, all reusable. That's what will make the trip somewhat affordable eventually. Then it will use solar power as well to help minimize the energy usage. Then it will get to Mars. I say we got to get to a moon again so YouTube doesn't strike me down. And then so it's going to land. Mars entry. Taking off from Mars is a lot easier because there's less gravity. And it's going to land on Mars. And that's the vision. So what you saw with Starship is the first step of the vision is to get that Starship up, and then you see Mars. And then when you open that door to Mars, there's a whole lot of other problems. One of them being the space dust and all that. I'm not even showing the video, of course. I don't know the Challenger astronauts conspiracy. I'm not even familiar with that. I'm going to be out here. Let me show this Matt Taibbi. Well, actually, forget about the Matt Taibbi. Because my take on the Matt Taibbi is just the same take I've always had. Well, no, let me do it. Because it's just going to be old news and it's not going to be worth talking about in a little bit. So Matt Taibbi, let me go ahead and get this done here. Matt Taibbi on the Twitter files. He was on with Aaron Mate filling in for Jimmy Dore.
I know that recently it's been reported, and you've talked about this, that you and Elon Musk, the owner of Twitter, had a rift. He became convinced for some odd reason that Substack, which you write for, is a threat to Twitter. And that led to basically...
For some odd reason. They basically cloned Twitter on their website. What are you talking about, Aaron? Aaron's good. Aaron's great. He's great. But I don't know what that was about. Of course it's a threat to Twitter. They're basically copying Twitter with better like story release, like publishing story type features.
Substack, which you write for, is a threat to Twitter. And that led to basically a dispute between you. As I understand, he wanted you to leave Substack to join Twitter, and you refused to do. And by the way, the people who accuse you of doing Elon Musk bidding have been conspicuously silent on that you refused Elon Musk's demands there. But what does this mean for the Twitter files? And can you give us any...
So Elon Musk gave a handful of journalists the access to the Twitter files. I keep not showing my video. I don't know why I'm doing that. He gave a handful of journalists access to the Twitter files. Of course, he doesn't want one of the handful of journalists. There's a quiet quid pro quo. I gave you access, one of the few people to get access to the Twitter files, but you're bigging up my competitor and dissing me. That's not hard to understand, Aaron. Not complicated.
Of Twitter had a rift. He became convinced for some odd reason that Substack, which you write for, is a threat to Twitter. And that led to basically a dispute between you. As I understand, he wanted you to leave Substack to join Twitter, and you refused to do. And by the way, the people who accuse you of doing Elon Musk bidding have been conspicuously silent on that you refused Elon Musk's demands there. But what does this mean for the Twitter files? And can you give us any
if you're one of the 5, I don't know, I don't even know what he was talking about there. If you're one of the 5 or whatever, however many, Barry Weiss, Michael Schellenberger, Lee Fang, Matt Taibbi, I might be forgetting 1 or 2. If you're one of those journalists that had access to the Twitter files, you were doing Elon Musk's bidding. There's no way around that. And there was leftists who were saying that, and they were absolutely right. I don't care if it was a leftist that said it. The leftists are right. You are doing business with Elon Musk. And notice none of the 5 have ever said, to my knowledge, Elon, it should all be public. If they have, it hasn't been very loud.
sense of what's coming next?
Well, we still have a lot of stuff. I mean, we have a, I wouldn't say a lifetime, but we've got a lot of material. So we're going to report all that out as much as we can. I'm sad about it. Yeah, I like Elon. I think he did a really great thing. I think there's a misunderstanding here, and it's unfortunate.
About
I hope
what?
he continues it with other reporters. You'd be a great choice, if you.
So it sounds like Matt Taibbi is out. And that's what Elon Musk, he's not scared to fire or whatever. So it sounds like Matt's out of the Twitter files.
I think he did a really great thing. I think there's a misunderstanding here. And
Matt, what's the misunderstanding? I don't know. What do you mean? He gave you access exclusive. He gave you the exclusive. Of course, there's a quid pro quo with that. And you are running off and dissing him. Of course. And your take shouldn't be misunderstanding. Your take should be, I'm an independent journalist, release all the files. That's the take from a real journalist. This is not good from Matt. He's been struggling. I don't know what's going on with him.
And it's unfortunate. I hope he continues it with other reporters. You'd be a great choice, if he decided to go that way.
See, he had a clear opportunity to say, well, I hope he continues it with everybody, release all the files. Why wouldn't a real journalist say, release the files so Aaron, Posavec, whoever else, anybody can go and do it? That would make sense.
Hope he continues it with other reporters. You'd be a great choice, if he decided to go that way. But yeah, no, it's unfortunate. He's indicated that he doesn't really want. He thinks that all good things will really have to come to an end. He's made these sort of elliptical comments about it. It's too bad. Just one last thing about that. This whole business about me maybe going to Twitter or using the new subscription service that they have, and I was trying to protect Elon actually in that situation. Like my understanding of the whole thing, and I was trying to communicate this to him, is that the Twitter files wouldn't be taken seriously if people saw that there was any kind of financial, even theoretical financial relationship between the two of us. And this had to be public, that there was no kind of connection. And he would be getting lots of negative PR if I had done that move. He would never hear the end of it. But he didn't see it that way, which is unfortunate. So, but it was a good thing while it lasted, and I think we learned a lot of good stuff.
Okay, now, I have serious problems with this here, and when he said, "I did it to protect Elon," Matt is not in a good place.
I hope he continues it with other. He thinks that all good things will really have to come to an end. He's made these sort of elliptical comments about it. It's too bad. Just one last thing about that. This whole business about me maybe going to Twitter or using the new subscription service that they have, and I was trying to protect Elon actually in that
What?
situation. Like,
What journalist? What is happening? What are you talking about? You were trying to protect Elon. Maybe he misspoke, but that's just not, clean that up, man. You're a journalist. That's no different than what MSNBC does. They would never be stupid enough to say it, but I was trying to protect Brandon. That's what they do. Elon's woke. Elon should be speaking out and saying, I don't want somebody trying to protect me. Elon could speak out too. I told you a while back, I did that live where I said Elon is woke. He's allowing an authority outside of God. He doesn't believe in God. So by definition, my definition, he is woke. He's allowing an authority, some type of moral foundation that has nothing to do with God, to define his morality. What's the right? When you talk about journalistic integrity, that's morals. What is defining his moral outlook on life? I don't know. But this, if I did a Twitter files and released it as terrible as Elon did, I would look at it at this point and say, whoa, Matt, I don't need you protecting me. I want you to speak on the truth. Everybody has the files. We move on. Or what they're searching through the lawyer, so however they have access. And we move on. I was trying to protect Elon. What kind of nonsense is this from somebody who's supposed to be a journalist with integrity?
that he's made these sort of elliptical comments about it. It's too bad. Just one last thing about that. This whole business about me maybe going to Twitter or using the new subscription service that they have, and I was trying to protect Elon actually in that situation. Like,
see, what happened is Matt has made this become personal.
My understanding of the whole thing, and I was trying to communicate this to him, is that the Twitter files wouldn't be taken seriously if people saw that there was any kind of financial, even theoretical financial relationship.
Asinine. That makes no sense, Matt. Just utter nonsense.
The Twitter files wouldn't be taken seriously if people saw that there was any kind of financial, even theoretical financial relationship between the two of us.
Utter nonsense. Of course, there is a financial relationship between you and Elon, because did you notice how many more subscribers and exposure that all the journalists had, the few journalists had that got the Twitter files? When it first popped off, it was a big deal. Now nobody gives a damn. But they posted on Twitter, and they got thousands and thousands of subscribers. So that means there's a conversion rate. You get, who knows? I don't know. They got a lot of new followers, but let's just say you got 50,000 new followers. I think they got more than that, but I'd have to double check. Say just somebody got 50,000 more subscribers, and you say maybe you can convert 2%, 5% of them to your Substack and pay for it. That is, it was exclusive, so that was the quid pro quo. Elon doesn't have to give you money because that would make it look stupid. Elon's not stupid. He's not going to give you straight financial cash, but you still got straight cash, homie. And I wonder if that's why you start acting weird right now. Because now I don't know how many followers he got, but if he got a decent conversion rate, he might have increased his monthly income significantly. And I'm not hating you for that, bro. What I'm hating for you is this is disingenuous.
And I was trying to communicate this to him, is that the Twitter files wouldn't be taken seriously if people saw that there was any kind of financial, even
if you really cared about the Twitter files being taken seriously, you would have said, Elon, I don't want to be one of a few journalists. If you hand it out and make it public to everyone, then I'll write something on it. If you really cared about that, that's what you would have done. This is disingenuous. Let me move on from that. Another thing I had to get off my chest was on tasers. YouTube, this is for educational purposes only. And I'm going to show just stills. There's nothing here that will be live as far as video. And let me stop. Well, nothing's wrong here so far, so let me stop. No, this is going to be stills, YouTube. So there's a situation. I don't know what day this happened. Doesn't matter. I'm tired of these tasers. And I don't know what the stats are. I'm going to have to do research on it. But one of the big things, I think one of the good things with Black Lives Matter, believe it or not, somebody could cut that one up. One of the good things though from that movement, I do think, is the push for cameras, body cams. If I were a police officer, I would want a body cam. Why wouldn't you want a body cam? So you look at it here. This is how we were able to see a lot of this stuff. This woman right here needs to get tased, and there's a situation. I don't know what's happening. She's kind of running away, and she's running away from the officer. I'm not showing any video here, and so you see there's a taser out, and the officer this whole time is trying to tase her, trying to tase her, and it ended up that the taser didn't do a damn thing. Another situation where the taser doesn't work. Let me turn it off of that. Full story and update. Woman gets unlived because if the taser had worked to subdue her with non-lethal force, everything would have been fine. Let me go to this river. This is a good grift game this Fight Haven has to get people to click on the website with the ads and all that. Emergency room, and it looks like the woman died, and the woman unlived. Cop in the emergency room after a shootout in the Tennessee parking lot. So he tried to tase her. She pulled out a piece. I don't. It's hard to tell from the video, and shot at him because the taser didn't work. And you go back to all these other incidents. How many of them involve tasers? How many of them involve tasers that didn't work? I mean, it's just incident after incident after incident. I believe in the. I don't want to. Always hate to be wrong, but I thought in the Jalen Walker, didn't they try to do a taser too? Jalen Walker taser. They tried to do a taser in Jacob Blake. Let me take a look here. If they tried the taser in Jalen Walker, I forget. I thought they did when he was running away, if I'm not mistaken. Akron police, we know that the police were not indicted. I'm just going to look real quick if his taser was here. More than one officer attempted to use non-lethal force to stop Mr. Walker from fleeing. They showed officers trying to use a taser to subdue Walker. In the Jalen Walker one, a taser was used and it didn't work. There needs to be a better option. I thought Officer Tatum was hawking some type of non-lethal force device at one point on his channel. Rashard Brooks, taser didn't work. I believe Jacob Blake, taser didn't work. Jacob Blake. The taser in that point, that one I just showed you probably could have got the officer unlived. Because if he didn't have the taser, he would have had a weapon and she would have been eliminated, or she probably would have obeyed. The only reason she didn't obey because she was a big girl, so I don't know how tasers even work. Maybe she was so big that the taser wouldn't work on her. So Jacob Blake was a taser, I believe, of course, and then he fought with the officers. Two officers fired tasers at Jacob Blake. What's going on with the tasers? I'm sure there's people who've talked about this, but I don't know. I'm not hearing a lot of people talk about the tasers. I'm sure it's something with officers in their realm, but there's something wrong with the tasers. And then the one with what's the name of it? It was Dante Wright where the woman accidentally took the gun instead of the taser. But man, that's not a taser fault, but I don't know. No, that's not a taser fault because you got to put it on the right side. Let's put some resources. The Black Lives Matter raised $100 million or something like that. Or wait, I think it's more than that because I think what's her name? Sharon Osbourne donated like 90 or 90K or something to him. I forgot how much, but it was a lot. But they raised however much money. And where'd that money go? I don't know. I'm not telling them where to put their money, but imagine if that money went to something more productive. Body cams were good. We got to get those tasers right, man. Like every story ends, every single story is taser didn't work, taser misfired, taser hit, didn't do anything. I saw that one video where the dude at an airport got tasered. The taser actually hit him. The taser did so little to the dude played possum. He acted like the taser. So the taser hit him and he just fell back. And you're like, oh, the taser worked. It didn't work. So the cop put down, their guard and walked up to him. Then I think he pushed the cop and ran out the door because the taser didn't work. He faked like it worked. I don't want to get hit with the taser. Don't tase me, bro. But I'm anecdotally seeing a problem. Show me the incidents that go viral. I want to know what percentage of them involved a taser that messed up. And if the taser had worked as planned, I don't know what the magical answers are, but put AI on it or something. Ryan Sparks, long time no chat. I got to get my kids to bed, so I'm out, guys. But I appreciate everybody stopping by. I'm going to be out, and we're going to do a show tomorrow with Mr. Ray Studios. It's going to be on our channel PCD, but I will stream it here. Very good stuff you can do through StreamYard now. Everybody have a good Saturday night. Peace.